This is Aussie Marcel and welcome to another one of my fragrance reviews. Today we're going to be covering Calvin Klein's Euphoria for men. Calvin Klein fragrances are known for being decent, but they've never been known for their longevity or their projection or anything like that. Outside of a few exceptions, I'd say at some point everyone has owned a Calvin Klein fragrance, whether that was Calvin Klein 1 or Calvin Klein All or Calvin Klein B. We've all owned one here or there. I'm a big fan of Calvin Klein Shock. I wish there was a Parfum version, but I could say that for a lot of Calvin Klein fragrances. The fact of the matter is that everybody knows Calvin Klein as a brand and everybody's familiar with their fragrance lines. They sit on the cheaper side of things, so that makes them popular for, young men and young women. They have an affordable line of fragrances at really good prices. The presentation for Calvin Klein's Euphoria is actually pretty nice. It's got a sleek chrome/silver aesthetic with the print just up here. The lid comes off easily enough and clips on pretty well. There is no clip sound though, it just fits snugly on. The atomizer projects really well. To my nose, Calvin Klein's Euphoria has a fresh, spicy fragrance. It's a unique spicy fragrance in that you could wear this pretty comfortably straight after showering. It's not too bold, it's got an almost fresh and clean type of feel to it. The thing with Calvin Klein Euphoria for men is that this may very well be the first fragrance you ever wore. I say that because it's relatively inexpensive, it's from a well-known brand, Calvin Klein, and its availability is extremely high. Like, you can go into any drugstore in Australia and chances are you will find Calvin Klein Euphoria for men for under $50. This is the 100 ml bottle and I scored it for $39.95 from Chemist Warehouse. You may be able to find it cheaper at somewhere like Priceline or eBay, but if this fragrance interests you, I would shop around. The opening, there is a slight sweetness in the opening. I believe that's the ginger. And then you are immediately left with the woods. Like, that ginger is not there for long, like it goes away really quickly. After that it becomes sort of a lightly spicy, woody fragrance. Overall, the fragrance itself is very inoffensive. It's got a huge amount of mass appeal. Like, you could show this to anybody and they're gonna go, oh yeah, I like that. Only the most intense sort of fragrance aficionados are gonna go, oh, that's not good enough for me. Chances are, if you go down the street and ask 100 people if they like this, I bet you 99 out of the 100 are gonna say they do enjoy this. So now that we've got some of the notes out of the way and we've got a better idea of the fragrance itself, let's talk about the performance, because that's where this fragrance is pretty much garbage. On my skin, Euphoria for men lasts less than 15 minutes. I have to practically spray myself 12 times with this for it to last anywhere over half an hour. Your skin chemistry may be a bit different and it might last a little longer, but for me, on my skin, this fragrance does not hold well at all. It's on and it's gone. In saying that though, it is really nice off of my skin. I love the smell of it on my skin, but it just has zero longevity. It's a really disappointing fragrance in that regard, because if they created a Parfum version of this perhaps, one that lasted over 3 hours, say, I think that'd be a much better proposition, a Parfum version of Euphoria for men. The thing is, I've owned a few Calvin Klein fragrances. I like the brand. I'm not a hater of Calvin Klein at all. The fact of the matter is, the fragrance here, the smell, is actually really nice. I struggle to see how anybody wouldn't enjoy the fragrance itself, just the fragrance. It's the performance, the longevity, and the projection here that lets it down. Lasting 15 minutes. If you're spending $40 on 15 minutes, you're better off buying some Lynx, or Axe if you're American, some Lynx body spray, and then just reapplying it throughout the day. Some people say they can get leather or suede from the fragrance. I don't really get leather or suede. I get a lot of wood, a surprising amount of wood in this. And I get that gingery spice. I don't get a huge amount of pepper, but I do get the ginger. It's initially a very ginger-forward fragrance, so if you like the note of ginger, I would actually recommend Euphoria Man. It doesn't stay there for a long time, and like I said, it does become very woody as it dries down. So if you like your woods and your ginger, this is going to be a great buy for you if you can handle reapplying it pretty often throughout the day. I mean, because of the relatively inexpensive price for 100 ml, you can reapply it a few times throughout the day, and it's not going to be that big of an issue. However, if you're somebody that prefers to just spray a couple of times at the beginning of the day and then just let a fragrance sit, I probably wouldn't recommend this for you. As it stands, Euphoria for Men is such a mixed bag. The scent is nice. There's no denying that. It's just that the performance, the projection, the longevity, they're just not there. It's just not a great fragrance in that regard. I would love to find an older bottle of Calvin Klein Euphoria for Men and then compare the performance. Because when it was first released in 2006, I wouldn't be surprised if the quality of the ingredients or the concentrations that they used were a little better and a little higher. Because right now it is a slightly watery fragrance. Who is Calvin Klein Euphoria for? I think it applies to any man that just wants to smell good in general. It's not exactly a young scent and it's not exactly an old scent. It's a very universal fragrance. You can be young or old and wear this and make it work for you. The only factor in that is how long do you like your fragrances to last? Because if you're somebody that wants a fragrance that just holds onto your skin, this is not going to work for you unless you have the body chemistry, skin chemistry to just make it work, I suppose. Again, I'd really love to see a Parfum version, something really concentrated and bold. I don't know if Calvin Klein's ever going to actually do that, but I would still love to see it. So, closing notes on Calvin Klein Euphoria for Men. It's okay. It's alright. It's decent. It's a solid 5 out of 10. I mean, the scent itself is like 7.5, 8, but the performance is 1 out of 10. It is a joke. It's not good, it sucks, it's fucking miserable. If you're somebody that's looking for a fragrance just to apply after you work out at the gym, I think this is a great choice. You just want something fresh and clean and a little spicy, and that's what this is going to be for. This is going to be an excellent after gym fragrance. It's going to be an excellent fragrance for a younger guy as well. In saying that though, it isn't just for young guys. If you're somebody on the more mature side, I still think this would work well for you. Well, that was my coverage of Calvin Klein's Euphoria for Men. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you've actually worn this before and what do you think of it. So until next time, this is Aussie Marcel and I'll catch you later.